Hi guys, Ape here of the PocketBot Collective. And today we're going to continue the reviews on UniqueToys Palm Collection with Tom and Jerry. That's what they call them, but of course we know them as Weirdwolf and Chromedome. So before we have a look at them, let's see what they come with. They come in a nice little box with some great artwork on it, a set of instructions, handheld weapons for each, and of course their robot heads, aka the headmasters. Have a quick look at the box first. I love how UniqueToys do their artwork. And there you see, this is the first set from the Palm collection, nicknamed Tom and Jerry. UniqueToys logo up there. We've got Chromedome there and Weirdwolf on the other side. And then for the back, some product shots. Oh yeah, and the bottom has all the necessary writing in case you cared. That's it for the box. Like I said, a set of instructions. They're easy to transform. So it's just a little sheet. There we go. Then Weirdwolf's blaster. Well sculpted. No paint though. And then Chromedome has a set of two, but they're both identical. Also well sculpted. No paint. Standard 3mm pegs, by the way. Both of them have storage for it in alt mode, so to say. But we'll get to that in a minute. Here is Weirdwolf's Headmaster, Monzo, I think. And he transforms by just flipping this open. There you go. And there's his little Headmaster. Not much for articulation, but that's mainly due to their size and age, because this isn't the newest of sets. It's been a couple of years old already, and I will show you a size comparison for the Headmasters in a minute. Oh, sorry. There is Chromedome's head with the mouth plate and some nice light blue for the eyes. And he works exactly the same. Fold them open. And there you go. I love that all of them are unique. There's no similar sculpts on them. Not on the other sets either. They're all different from each other. And just like the others, because it's a double hinge, you can also sit them down like this. Or sit them down like this. But more on that later. Let's have a look at these two alt modes. Let's start off with Chromedome. There's not much articulation in this mode. He's very nicely done though. Wheels roll freely. A bit gappy there, but who cares? It's a very cool looking Cybertronian car. Like I said, there's weapon storage up here, so you can put his blasters up there if you want to. Or you can slide them into his hands on the side, whatever you want. And show this off as well. You can also open up. Come on, buddy. Open up the cockpit slide the little Headmaster in there, close it back up, and there you go. Just for a quick size comparison in car mode, here he is with Magic Square's Motormaster, and I think that's a perfect scaling. There you go. Now, as for Weirdwolf, I like that their animal bots have a bit more articulation in beast mode, because you can put this tail up or down. It's got a hinge there, so you could put him in the sitting position if you want to. He's got a ball joint here at the shoulder, ball joint there. The claws move up to reveal robot hands, but there you go. Head can go down, but then you kind of break the neck transformation, but there you go. And he can open and close his mouth. But very nicely sculpted. Very nicely painted. So you can put your tail back up, buddy. Love the colors. He also has his cockpit here, which you can open up and just drop Monzo in there. Close it back up, and you can see there's a little port there. So if you want to, you can also put his gun up there, if that's something you want to do. What's fun about this toy is that this is his robot pelvis, which is now turned sideways, so to say, because that obviously is the robot chest. And then one leg folds over and forms the cockpit, and the other leg folds down, splits apart, and forms the back legs. Very clever and fun transformation, but we'll see that in a minute. Shall we have a look at the little Headmasters, like I said? Came out. Came out. And we shall do a quick size comparison on them. Stand up, buddy. There we go. Let's bring in some comparisons. And there you go. That's the two UniqueToys Headmasters. That is a Vecma Studios Headmaster, which is kind of a knockoff by McFans Toys of these UniqueToys figures. Standard Hasbro Titan's Return Headmaster and an old school G1 Headmaster. And you can clearly see the size difference on these guys, which explains the limited articulation on these little fellas. But it is what it is, and they are great for what they are. Alright, on with the show. We will start by transforming Weirdwolf first. There's his head already, have his gun, and Weirdwolf himself. And that is Weirdwolf transformed. I love this figure. Love his head sculpt. Love his transformation. Perfect amount of accessories. Nice that the sword turns into the tail. And the gun, if you don't want to give it to him, what you can do is just pop it into his leg, which nicely fills up that gap as well. And there you go. Storage. As you saw, ball jointed shoulder, so it gets you the full Monty. Ball jointed elbow, has a bit of hand articulation because of the wolf foot turning into the hand. Ball jointed hips. This guy has ball jointed knees as well. No ankle tilt or anything though. But yeah, that gets you the full range of motion. Has a small backpack with the head being on his back, but that's kind of standard for a Weirdwolf toy. Has, of course, got the, well, I guess it's chest rotation instead of waist rotation. But there you go. Nothing on the head though. And just like the other figures, UniqueToys included the tech readout. Doesn't do anything when you remove the head, but it's fun that it's there. Appreciate the details. It's got nice paint with the silver, the greens, the yellow of course, bit of red coming through from robot mode. Have a quick look at this noggin again. Very nicely done. So that is Weirdwolf. Let's get Chromedome done as well, and then we'll do some size comparisons. Here we go. Bring in his little Headmaster and his two weapons, and we are good to go. And there you have it, Chromedome transformed. And you might have noticed that there's a little bit of an issue with transforming the legs, because these tabs both tab in together, and then the back part of the car, so to say the hatch, slides over it, but you can't access it easily, so to say. It's a thing that the MacFans toys fixed on their upscaled knockoff of this, but it's a bit of an issue on this guy. Besides that, he is great. Pretty much same articulation as Weirdwolf. Ball joint shoulder, no ball jointed elbow, but he's got the bicep swivel. Nothing on the hands. Hips, ball joint, hits you all the way. And ball jointed knees, so plenty of articulation there. And because of transformation, he does have a slight ankle rocker. You can do the same with him as you could do with Weirdwolf. The guns, because you can see the holes there, can store in the back of his legs to fill up the gaps. And of course he has a waist swivel. And just like the other guys, he also has his tech specs right under there. Under the hood. There you go. A really fun little figure, except for the little leg issue, but that is pretty much the only thing that's a bit of a negative on him. And that's these guys transformed. Let's do some size comparisons, shall we? And first, I will bring in their knocked off upscaled versions. As you can see, the upscale is something. These guys, when McFan's upscaled them, they're about ×1.5. It's a ridiculous upscale. Yeah, these guys just do not fit in my collection. They're my kids have them, and they play with them a lot. They love the figures. They look great, but they are way too big for my liking. They're definitely Legends Plus scaled bots. They fixed the leg issue though, so that's a good thing. Besides that, they're pretty comparative. These guys also have a head swivel though, which these guys didn't. But bear in mind, these guys are quite a few years old already. So yeah, you can't go wrong with either figure, so to say. But be aware of this size difference when you decide which ones need to sit in your collection. I won't be reviewing these guys, the upscaled versions. Maurizio will do that in due time. Reason I won't do it is because they have been heavily played with, and you can see it doesn't take much for me to same for this guy. They got very loose over time. But yeah, thought I'd show them off anyways. Right, now for some proper size comparisons. And we'll start off with Weirdwolf. Bring him a little closer. There we go. Here he is with Iron Factories. Runabout. Perfect sizing, in my opinion. Here he is with his companion Skull Cruncher with DX9's Galvatron, and with also UniqueToys a face. And this is a great little bunch. Like I said, this is DX9's Galvatron. If you have the upscaled version by McFan's or any of the newer Galvatrons, so to say, then you might be better off with the other Headmasters that I just showed off. But for my collection, these guys work perfectly. Right, let's get him swapped out. Remove these guys and bring in some Autobots. There you go. With his fellow Palm Collection partner Hardhead, and with Core Class Prime. And I think they scale great. This is what I want to see in my collection. They're pretty much the same height. Go well together. Also aesthetically. So yeah, I'm happy with these guys. Alright, Autobots roll out for the final thoughts. I said it before, I'll say it again. these little sets are great. Both the UniqueToys sets as well as the DX9 sets, their War and Pocket line. These are just fun, good looking Legend class figures. They're relatively old already, but you can still find some of them around for decent prices. And the reason I love them is because they're fun to transform. They're easy to transform, but interesting, and they look good in both modes. So, do they belong in your collection? You tell me. But for me, they are definite recommends. That's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ape out.